Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome in to the Forefront GR86 Championship Round 3 from Snetterton 200. It's not even 300, it's the 200 circuit this evening. I'm JP. I'm going to be your commentator this evening. No Alex, unfortunately. But hey, we'll be all right, won't we? We will get through it and we will do this. I'm sure we should be good. We're going to just in the four throws of qualifying. We've got 4 minutes on the clock to go now. Let's bring you up the results currently as they stand. In the pros, it's Josh Arnold and Aaron Myers out in front with 9 points separating them two. Then Sam Berry, Chris James, Jack Holland, Maddie Benson, Lee Martin, Dan Foster and Alex Kubelis and Dan Wareham rounding out the top 10. In the AMs, is Matt Parfitt out in front on 141 points. Harry Seven, Peter Woodmore tying in second place, not too far back. Carlos Romain, Simon McPhee, Connor Pink, Alexander Claudio, Dinard Bronze, Ryan Clark and Terry Atkinson rounding out the top 10. You can see everybody else on there as well. Much love to all of you. Thank you so much for joining me. If you have joined, don't forget to like, subscribe, turn on the bells. That would be absolutely amazing. After Rudskogen last week, wow. It was an interesting one, wasn't it? Let's put it this way. It definitely was an interesting one. There was lots of dramas that happened at Rudskogen. People pulling out, people reversing out straight into the middle of traffic. Well, I can safely say that unfortunately there was some people maybe a little bit trouble. So there was a driver got banned actually for 1 week. So, yeah, a big announcement went out as well about it. But must give it a shout out to Forefront Fabrications. For Alberta's leading metal fabrication in Calgary. They've got $450 up for grabs, starting for $150 each for first place for Pro and Pro-Am, $50 each for second place Pro and Pro-Am, and $25 each for third place Pro and Pro-Am. Go and check them out at forefrontfabrication.ca. Much love and a big shout out to them as well. 2 minutes to go of qualifying. It's going to be very, very interesting to see how this one works out. We've got 35 drivers on the racetrack this week. And let's see who we can pick up. Eric Ronenberg is out on the racetrack at this moment in time as well. So hopefully this should be all right. An interesting circuit, this one, especially as it's kind of like an oval, just with a couple of corners. You know what I mean? Not going to lie, Bentley Straight down from Murray's to Riches, round to Montreal, Bombhole, Coram. You kind of, if you took out Murray's, Nelson and Montreal, you've basically got an oval. So this is why the times are down in 1:19s, 086s. So that's going to be an interesting one. I'll be looking to see how that one goes out because let's be real, 20 minutes for race number 1, 25 minutes for reverse top 20 for race number 2. You've got to basically try and get to the front as much as we possibly can. And some people may go and do that as well. They changed the rule from a point deduction for unsafe rejoin to a 1 week ban. Well, I'm not surprised after last week, mate. Come on, Sam and Chris, fresh rubber for the win. Absolutely, says Wookie. And Jack says, way too many incidents last week, mate. Oh, it was a very, I don't know if that was the type of circuit, Drax, or what the situation was. But yeah, it was... very, very dodgy. I believe that driver actually got a 1 week ban, didn't he? If I'm not mistaken. Changing rules after the facts is not good for fairness and transparency. Jav. Dude, if you'd say, I don't know if you saw the incident. If you didn't see the incident, I suggest go back to last week and watch it. Race 2, lap 1, turn 2. It was quite dramatic, Jav. I've got to be honest, it was very dramatic. So, yeah, you know, look, if it was needed, it was needed. I feel it probably was needed because the quality drivers shouldn't really have unsafe rejoins. Yeah, I feel that it was basically that something had to be done and it had to be done quick and they've nipped it in the bud straight away, which is big shout out to John and his admin crew for getting that all sorted out because it was, it caused a lot of carnage, took out half the field. Yeah, it was just interesting. But there we go. Let's see how we get on here this evening. I'm expecting this one to be a hell of a lot better and a hell of a lot cleaner. A lot of these drivers do know this circuit, so I'm sure they should be good and have no problems at all. Let's bring you up the grid. Josh Arnold is in first place with Eric Ronenberg alongside, not far away. Look at that, 7 thousandths of a second. Jack Holland in third, Dan Wareham, Chris James and Lee Martin. Then you've got Stephen Gray, new driver this week, leading the Pro-Ams with Alex Kubelis and then Simon McPhee. And and then Sam Berry down in 10th. Joseph Lopez in 11th, with Connor Pink sitting in 12th place. Harry Seven and Matty Parfitt a little bit further back with Eric Black and Matt Benson. Paul West and Dan Foster with Conor Greer and Joshua North rounded out the top 20. Michael Vesta, Matthew Massey, Alexander Claudio, and hello, where's Alex when you need him? Alodar in 24th there. Alex can pronounce that name, I can't. Casper Roos in 25th with Dinan Bronze and Ryan Clark, with Roy Cardinal, Jan Whitaker, Terry Atkinson, John Johnson, Peter Woodmore, Eugene Webber, Will Dunlop and Jason Brennan round out the 35 cars. Josh Arnold is on the grid ready to go. He's going to be getting away with it and really sort of trying to escape, because I think that's going to be the main thing here this evening. I think so. Josh has got to get away and he's got to escape at this moment in time. So let's find out how this one goes for Josh as we're waiting for Jason Brennan, Eugene Webber, Ryan Clark, Matthew Massey, Lee Martin and Chris James to get on to the circuit. Right. Who are we waiting for? Eugene Webber, Jason Brennan. Yeah, I watched it. It was bad, but it was the first lap. Two drivers were affected. I don't know. You have 3, 4, 5 lights. Let's see how we get on with Josh Arnold on that pole position. He's going to try and escape. No Eugene Webber at the moment in time, but Arnold has got away right at the beginning. He's going to take turn number 1 without any problems. Into Rich as we go. Look at Eric Ronenberg and Jack Holland. We're almost side by side. Ronenberg's on the outside at the moment. Is he going to be able to hold this, or what's Dan Wareham going to look at doing as they go into Montreal for the very first time here as well? Wareham's trying to go around the outside. Ronenberg's still on the outside, and it looks like he's going to get pushed out by Holland. However, Ronenberg got a decent run out of that corner. Now it's on the run down and Bentley Straight. Oh, there's been a big drama. There has been a huge accident. Look at all that. On the left-hand side, you've just seen people plunge down right the way down the bottom, and it's going to be this gainers and losers section. Collar Pink with a meatball down in 21 positions already. Clearly, he's been affected by whatever went on, and I'm hoping we might be able to catch it if we can here for Collar Pink. There is Connor. Oh dear. Contact, there you go, he's going to go round, everybody checks up, bang, 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 sat in the middle of the road, everybody's trying to get through. Connor just sits there, waits and gets out there as well. Great work from him. Great work from anybody else, that there wasn't more people involved in that. But unfortunately for Connor Pink, he has dropped all the way down the order and suffered a meatball flag in the process. Paul West has had some drama. Jan Whitaker's been off the side of the circuit. Lots of people struggling at the moment at this Snet 200 circuit. These laps are going to go thick and fast. There was going to be a lot of things going on here. And as per normal, Sam Berry is in the mix of one of them. He's fighting it out as well with Chris James, Stephen Gray, new to the series this week. He's there as well, through the left, through the right. Now they're up again on that run down the Bentley Straight. It's going to be exciting here, guys, and I don't doubt that there's going to be a lot of action once again. People pulling out all over the place, not very far, massive gaps between everybody. You can see we hit basically about, what we got across the field, 26 seconds across the field as Matty Parfitt, Alex Kubelis go side by side. Round they go. They're going to be able to get this stopped. Round the outside go Matty. That's a great move from Nelson. Is he going to be able to hold it? Too wide into the bomb hole. They're going round the outside at the moment. Is he going to be able to? No, he can't at the moment. Kubelis pushed him out just a little bit. Now Gray's got Matty Parfitt. Gray goes through. Joseph Lopez is there, and unfortunately it looks like for Matt Parfitt, he lost 2 places in the bomb hole rather than trying to gain the one he was going for. It's a very, very interesting indeed there from Matty Parfitt. He ends up going down the order when he was trying to go for a position, and that's one of the problems you've got with all of these guys so close together. Jack Arnold, Eric Ronenberg still battling out as well. Look on the left-hand side. Orange means they're within half a second. Look at the amount of drivers that are within half a second. There is absolutely loads of them. Swaps with James there as well. Simon McPhee Sam Berry goes McPhee, follows James Frood, both the Fresh Rubber boys sitting nose to tail at this moment in time. But it's going to be very, very interesting what happens there. Jason Brennan's been off the circuit. He come back on and been off again, unfortunately for him. But Simon McPhee is going to have to sit there and just pay attention at the moment, because he's got the Fresh Rubber boys right there going into, I thought he was going to dive him into the left hander of Brundle. Hard on the brakes for Nelson. If anybody knows this circuit, that corner is literally dreadful. It's such a difficult corner to get right. Now they got this long run. This is two-part corner through, one through the bomb hole, which is just coming up now, and then into Coram, which is the long right hander. Keep going, there it is. All the way round, then it's braking at an angle, trying to get that straight line into Murray's. You can see Chris James got it wrong, so McPhee runs a little bit wide. And unfortunately, there's going to be a couple of drivers there running a little bit, definitely running wide in that corner. You see in the background, Harry Seven, he's having a nice little battle with Cumulus, with Stephen Gray, Matty Parfitt, all there. Then it's Dan Foster, he's in the mix, trying to come through the field, but he's got Matt Parfitt in front of him. There's lots of things going on here at the moment. It's just one big battle after another. Brennan's back in pit lane. Connor Pink is finally back out on the circuit. He is battling down in 33rd. He's a long way off anybody. In fact, he's just in front of the leaders, is Connor. And if he's not careful, he could end up getting lapped. Roy Cardinal has just done that. I'm not quite sure what Roy Cardinal just done, but whatever he's done, I think it may have involved Paul West and a couple of others further back. Joseph Lopez down, Foster, Matty Benson. They're running side by side currently at the moment, as they're heading down that Bentley straight into the left-hander of Brundle. Hard on the brakes for Benson. He's going to try and get up the inside if he can. He has just about. I got a funny feeling. There he is. We're going to run side by side with Dan Foster all the way around the bomb hole, down in through Coram. And Matty Benson from Valhalla doesn't manage to hold on to that place. In fact, he's lost another one from Conor Greer, who's in front of him, his Valhalla teammate. As these guys can do this. EGR boy in behind that as well. That is Joshua North. So lots of action taking place here on the circuit. Ronenberg and Arnold. I don't really feel Ronenberg's pushing Arnold as much as he can at the moment. I think it's going to be very, very interesting. Ronenberg in through the right-hander, then into the left. This is where the 200, you normally go straight on down at that corner to go for the full 300 circuit. But Eric Ronenberg really putting on the Josh Arnold under pressure. Great job from these. Big run. Is he going to get there? No. He goes into the left-hander. Again, you've got to break at a funky handle. Get this corner stopped. Around the right-hander he goes. For Eric Ronenberg. And it's a never-ending fight for Ronenberg at the moment. He's just trying to stay, I believe, with Josh Arnold. Through the right-hander we go again. Down Wareham, not far back. Holland and Martin, also not far back behind us. There is Eric Ronenberg, working hard at the wheel. You can see the amount of steering he's inputting in through Murray's. It's been very, very interesting indeed here. Chris James is still mixing it up further back as well. Then we've got Connor, Casper Roos, Terry Atkinson, and Aladar. Sorry, dude, I cannot pronounce your first name. Abdul Rahman. There you go. We'll go with that in 23rd. Matthew Macy's not far behind him. Then we've got Lee Martin, Sam Berry, Chris James, Simon McPhee having a battle further up. You can see that gap up front with Arnold, Ronenberg, Wareham, and Jack Holland is coming down. Here. On board we go with Dan Wareham. He is chasing down Eric Ronenberg at the moment. The gap's fluctuating at the moment between 6 tenths and 9 tenths. In through the right he goes. Arnold and Ronenberg very, very close together. Wareham tucked in now as well. On the run around the right-hander. Drop down the dip. In through the bomber we go. Now through Coram. Final right-hander on the race circuit before we go into the left of Murray's. Connor Pink managing to hang on and just about stay in front of these guys. He's working his absolute socks off, I'm sure, is Connor Pink, to hang on to this. But a nice little go. He had an effort, didn't he? Let's be real. He was stuck right the way down the back. He could have literally just packed it up and gone and sat in the pits, but he didn't, did Connor Pink. So he's still out on track. So big shout out to him.
Yo.
And Baby Axel. We've got Alex has joined us in the booth. Alex, how are you? Right. I believe we have just been joined by Mr. Goldschmidt. Alex Goldschmidt, how are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
Welcome in.
Yes, I am. How are you, mate? How are you?
I'm all right, dude. We've had an action-packed first race. It's been getting a little bit manic. Lots of cars out on the racetrack at the moment, and it's good to have. Good for you to be here, son. Good for you to be here as we're going into this race. Lots of action still taking place. 11 minutes on the clock. In through the right-hander, we've got Arnold, Ronenberg, Wareham fighting it out. Then Holland, Martin, Berry. Berry's there with James, not really making moves. And he's having a nice little battle there as well. Interesting circuit, Snetterton, Alex. We've got 35 drivers battling for real estate.
Yeah, Snetterton's not exactly, well, it's not exactly elevated by any stretch of the imagination. It's very, very flat, like the Netherlands, which is the running gag that you and I have had for a few weeks now.
Absolutely, and it is, yeah. It's you're being asked by Drax in YouTube chat, Alex, what time do you call this?
Well, I've had a very busy weekend, that's all I'm saying. I have been away for the first time this year, so yeah, and my alarm clock didn't wake me up as I'd hoped. So
So I know you're here now. 10 minutes of race number 1 left to go. Sam Berry, Chris James still continuing the fight. We've got Josh Arnold now mixing it up in a 4-car fight with Josh Arnold, Eric Ronenberg, Dan Wareham, and Jack Holland on the back end of them. So a great little fight materialising there as well. The 200 circuit, I said at the top of the show that it's basically more of an oval just with about 3 corners in it, because that's all it's literally got in there.
yeah, which is a completely different kettle of fish with regards to, say, the Snetterton 300 circuit, which is very, very taxing indeed. So yeah, I think it's just one of those ones where it's like point and squirt and hope.
Yeah. That's the thing, isn't it? Especially when you're going in, you know, or in through Murray's is a difficult corner because you're turning right to try and get the brakes. And Brundle for Nelson's the same thing. You're turning left to try and brake as well. Ronenberg's now pushing here at the same time. He's now side by side with Arnold. Is he going to try and run that round the outside? I think Arnold should maybe be able to Arnold on, but I think Ronenberg's going to get him. It's going to be a run down into Montreal for Eric Ronenberg. Arnold's going to dive. He's got to dive. He's got to send it in. Go on, son, in you go. Dive, 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 as the submarine captain would say. And now it's a run again, side by side again, Alex. These two going tooth and nail.
Yeah, that's why it's so close here at Snetterton 200. You know, you just cannot breathe. You've got to think, okay, slipstream fest, yes. Is it a better idea having it around the 200? Yes, because you got to try and make less mistakes. But it's all about that straight line spin.
He's going to spin him.
Everyone's on. Oh, that's not going to work. No. Don't do that. Don't do that.
I thought Arnold was going to hit Ronenberg then. Seriously thought he was going to go and hit him. Arnold managed to stay away from Ronenberg's rear end, but Wareham's now in there. He's brought Holland in for the show. McPhee's leading the Pro-Ams with Gray and Parfitt in behind him. Stephen Gray, new to the series this week, as we said at the top of the show. But it's been a very, very interesting fight. We've now got 5 cars battling it out for the lead.
Yeah, I am trying to watch what's happening. I'm sorry, JP. I think I got the wrong link. I got a push. You've sent it. Thank you.
There you go.
Brilliant. Okay, so now I can actually watch it real time with everybody else. But yeah, it is one of those tracks that you just have to be so. How could I say the terminology? You got to be strategic. It's a bit like a NASCAR race, so to speak, isn't it? That you got to get out of the toe at the right time. If you don't, then you're going to be kicking yourself. Mm-hmm. And then the next thing you know, you've got about 3 other cars up your jacksie thinking, hello, remember us?
Yeah.
We're here too.
Absolutely, that's the problem. Ronenberg now out in the lead. Arnold's under the bridge. Is he going to get him? No. Try and brake in a straight line or as best you can. Arnold's still tucked in. Ronenberg in that pink machine's leading the way here. Wareham, Holland there, 7 minutes on the clock. It feels like we've done loads of laps already in 20 minutes. We've done 10 laps at a circuit that isn't very long at all. Their top, last lap time's 120, best is 118. They're going to be doing a lot of laps in the 25-minute feature with that top 20 reverse. How are they going to handle that? Because that reverse grid is not going to be easy.
That's like trying to throw a dart at your hand and seeing which finger it's going to hit. Because you don't know what's going to happen. Everyone's going to be like thinking, yeah, this might be easy. If this first race is anything to go by with 6.5 minutes to go, I mean, Arnold and Ronenberg still have got their elbows out. It's more the case of who's going to make the best of it, but they do say there is strength in numbers. And what do I spy behind Ronenberg? 3 Simtech cars and our Wareham trying to go door to door with his teammate, and this has never ended well. Whenever we've had GR86s, it's been the case of when the Simtech boys start racing each other. Oh dear, is the words that are uttered into my head.
There was slightly little bit of contact. Arnold and Wareham. Arnold's managed to hang on. Don't do this. Don't do this. Don't do it, because Ronenberg 1.2 seconds and you were only side by side for a brief moment. Don't do it, because Ronenberg will escape. But it's like trying to tell racing drivers not to battle. It's just, you might as well try and get blood out of a stone, because that's as much hope as you got here as well. The problem is they got Holland and Martin in behind him. The fresh rubber boys are coming of James and Berry. You've got McPhee's battling Gray and Parfitt in the Pro-Ams, Foster, Lopez, Greer, Benson, North and Claudio. They're all having their own little mix-ups as well. Good little packs of battles through here. I think that's one of the things that extinguishes this lead from the rest of them. There's always somebody to battle when you're around you.
Yeah, and it's consistently that way. There's no two ways about it that you're going to have all these cars just going for the same amount of real estate, and considering the fact that the top 11 are split by 9 seconds. Mm-hmm. That shows the strength and depth of the field that we've got. We've got the... well, it's quite funny when you see the fresh rubber teammates. Normally they're one's one end of the train and one's at the other end. Now they're stuck together.
Mm. The question is how they're going to be able to make this, and whether or not they can make this work for Chris James and Sam Berry. They've got about 2.4 seconds, I believe, up to Lee Martin. Martin's just about hanging on to the back of the pack here. There is Lee. He's got Jack Holland in front, just a second up the road, and then it's Simtech, Wareham and Arnold, and then Ronenberg in behind that in the lead. So a great job from Eric. 4 minutes left on the clock there. Let's see how Eric Ronenberg gets on. It's going to be... How do you cope with a top 20 reverse on a circuit that's not very long like this?
Well, I'm wondering whether Eric Ronenberg's going to be comfortable with sitting 7.1 seconds behind where Casper Roost is at the moment, because the way things are going, Casper is set to be that top 20 reverse grid pole position sitter. And we know that Casper can race, but it's dependent on how far Ronenberg is willing to not risk, because there's been a lot of talk in the Discord about driver conduct, and that's been a big thing. It's about that unwritten rule that if you are the faster car, you've got to make the overtake safely, and the slower car, so if it's a pro making a move on a Pro-Am, Pro-Am's got to stay on the defensive racing line, and the pro's got to get round safely, but not be stupid about it, because there's already been that, one of our drivers did get a week ban because of it. And here at Snetterton 200, you are on that finite limit of, if something goes wrong, it could cause a chain reaction concurrently afterwards. And that is what you don't want happening here at Snet, because straight away someone's going to be off the grass and hard into a very, very hefty steel barrier. Yeah,
and I think that was one of the things as well. I think that week's ban was in conjunction to the rejoin at turn 2 in Rudskogen, where basically half the field got... I don't even know how to put it. Ceremoniously hit built up, I don't know, all got involved, should we say. Let's just leave it at that one. And I think that's what that change goes now into, and I think that needed to be done. I think it needed to be nipped in the bud straight away. But these three continue to fight it on. Holland's at the back end of that field. Chris James, Sam Berry still giving chase with Matty Parfitt, Simon McPhee and Stephen Gray. Parfitt now leading the Pro-Ams there as well. So glad, proud of my long lost uncle somewhere from Canada, I'm sure. Related, yeah, six times removed somewhere, but yeah, great little bits of fighting going on with these guys, and I'm looking forward to seeing how this one pans out. Minute 40 left on the clock. It's going to be one more lap after this.
Yeah, and it just has been that case of some drivers, I think there's been a couple that haven't had that much luck tonight. I mean, we didn't have Eugene Webber starting the race, didn't make it to the grid. Peter Woodmore, two-time race winner this season in Pro-Am, and more importantly, he's been absolutely brilliant in the features, and he's won both so far. And more to the point that Jason Brennan didn't have a good race. Abdul Rahman Aloda from Saudi Arabia in the 266, he hasn't had a good one either. So it's just about sort of trying to make the best of it through the features, even though they still accumulate the same points as what you'd get in a sprint race. Yeah,
just said Abdul Rahman there in 33rd. He's just got a penalty. Peter Woodmore did have some drama, but we're on the final lap of the race. Connor Pink has managed to work his way back up to 30th and still did not get lapped. So fair play to Connor. He's going to have to go around one more time unless he decides that he's going to slow up and allow these to go through so he can actually finish this race now. Or is it just the pride of the fact he can sit there and go, I didn't get lapped, I stayed in front of everybody. So fair play to Connor Pink as he hangs on, because here comes the leader, Eric Ronneberg, now around the final corner. It's going to be one more lap, I believe. It's going to be just about 10, 9. Oh, blimey, how close are they going to be? 7, 6.
It is a long run out of Murray's.
2,
3, 2, 1. Oh, just on the bubble. Just on the bubble. Oh my giddy on.
1 second to go. He just had to hold it for a little bit longer than Eric Ronneberg, and that would have been the final lap, but he didn't, and now it's going to be the final lap of the race. He's got one more lap, and Connor Pink, I don't think he's going to get involved in purpose here. I think he's just going to get swamped unless he can physically stay ahead for literally 4 more corners here for Connor Pink. He will not get lapped, so good job from him. James, Eric is also a Simtech driver. Eric Ronneberg is never in a livery. Why is he always in his pink, Sean?
Yeah. Why?
Yeah, why doesn't he change?
Come on, Mr. Atkins, to sort it out.
Yeah, absolutely. Eric Ronneberg is random.
After this, I will mention about Mr. PT, who's just said about driving standards. And I will explain on my point a little bit later. But yeah, Ronneberg, he's done everything. He did it at Roscogan, didn't he? He led from the beginning, but Josh Arnold is going to be so close under braking as they come through Murray's for the final time. But this time we won't have to worry about 1 second to the buzzer because it has already hit.
Yeah, Ronneberg's going to come over the line. It's a win for Eric Ronneberg in race number 1. Arnold not far behind, tucked him right behind him, in fact, as well. Matty Parfitt's going to take the win in the Pro-Ams. He's coming over the line ahead of McPhee. Great race from them guys with Stephen Gray. Great debut for Stephen Gray as well, taking 3rd in the Pro-Ams. There's a lot more people going to be coming over the line. I wonder if I can catch this Eric Black, the Dinar Bronze fight going on. So it's going to take a run down to the line. I think they're going to be going as they are as well. I don't think there's going to be any major dramas going on here. As you say, it's a long run down to that line. And a great fight from all of these guys here as well. I am Peter Woodmore. 2 races in a row. I've gone off track and taken people out. Okay, well, this is your off track, Pete. So we'll have a look here. Oh, no, you just got dived and spun, on that one.
I mean, Peter, just coming to your point, there was a statement put in the chat, so I would say you've got every right to protest that. And what basically said that was the following: that as they headed into round 3, The organisation has reminded all drivers of the expected driving standards across all classes. Pro drivers are expected to lead by example, make progress through the field safely and respectfully, not through force. Faster Pro-Am drivers must, so lap 2, turn 1, unsafe rejoin. But, okay, I understand that, Peter. But I mean, the thing is that they basically said that all drivers are, so what they're expecting is that for people to race hard, clean, and fair. If there is an issue that a driver feels aggrieved by, there is a protest policy. So effectively, they're battling for prize money. So of course, people are going to get very desperate, aren't they, JP?
Absolutely.
But the organisation have had to sort of like say, if you have got an issue, come to us directly, put in a protest, and we will look at it. So every single result after every single round now, from round 3, will be a case of every result will be provisional, and then it will be a case of if you've got an issue, speak to the people that look into it. There's a post-race panel. They will, and I've had a discussion with them about this as well directly because they actually asked for my input. And I said, look, they're competing for prize money. The standards need to be high. And to put a show on for everybody. But there's always going to be that case where a mistake, yes, will be honestly made, but a driver has a right to protest what someone else has done that has wrecked their race. Which is true, isn't it?
Absolutely. Right, results. Heat number 1, Eric Ronenberg, Josh Arnold, and Dan Wareham is your 1, 2, 3 in the pros. Then you got Jackie Holland with Lee Martin, Chris James, Sam Berry, and Alex Kubelis. Matt Parfitt takes the win in the Pro-Ams with Simon McPhee and Stephen Gray rounding out the podium there. Harry Severn, Dan Foster, Conor Greer, Matt Benson, Joseph Lopez, Alexander Claudio and Joshua North rounds out the top 20. Top 18, then Casper Roos, Paul West, Matthew Massey, Dinon Bronze, Eric Black, Ryan Clark. Then you've got Terry Atkinson, Roy Cardinal, and John Johnson further back. Connor Pink, Jan Whitaker, Abdul Rahman, Will Dunlop, Peter Woodmore, Jason Brennan, and obviously no Eugene Webber there either at the beginning. Mr. Brennan had a horrible one. Top 20 reverse going to be interesting indeed here as well. Let's see what's going on because he likes. Okay, so there you go. Everybody in YouTube chat still having a conversation. 2.5 minutes to go. Eric Ronenberg, top 20 reverse. Alex going to try and cover through the field.
Yeah, and Casper Roos is going to start from pole position. This with 35 cars on that grid, it's a case of how is it going to be the case of who's going to make the most places up, who's going to dive bomb who, because it will happen. We've seen that before in the opening 2 rounds, haven't we? In the first couple of feature races this season, but it is the case of who can keep it clean, who can keep it fair on the track, and get past as many people as possible. And what we saw with Eric Ronenberg, he didn't take many chances at Roscogan because it was a fairly small amount of overtaking opportunities. But with the real estate on the track here at Snetterton 200, you've got less of an opportunity. So you've got to pick your moments, and trying to sort of like dive through on the inside at Brundle, you've got to be very, very committed and make sure that there's enough room on the track to do so, or wait your turn, try and come out of Murray's and then go through into Rich's, which is going to be quite a bit of an easier overtake to make through.
Absolutely. Don't really need to add any more than that. This is a sensible race circuit. So there you go. Matty Benson is also Simtech, but he uses Valhalla livery. Great. Lovely. Sean, if you could do me a favour, just send me all the team people, all the people who are in the team. That would be ideal. Or all people that are in a team. That would be ideal as well. So there we go. As more Simtech boys that seem to appear from nowhere.
Or they've been recruiting in the off-season. Maybe
they're just like rabbits.
Keep multiplying.
Yes, just randomly keep growing. Out of somewhere. As Sean at home is like a chicken laying eggs. Unfortunately, just comes out as Simtech drivers.
Oh dear.
There we go. Anyway, moving on. Stop it. I'll DM you a list later. Thanks, mate. As well.
Thanks, Sean. Appreciate it, mate.
Yeah, it would be ideal. So there we go. Right, 28 seconds of warm up left here.
Yeah, I mean, still quite going to have a very, very busy side of things, but but for 25 minutes, there's going to be more of this slipstream fest, and you want tracks that are going to be conducive to this kind of racing. And that's the beauty. We talked about that over the opening couple of rounds when you got everyone in the same car, everyone's in the same boat, and you just go, right, go and have some fun out there, lads. And then someone comes in and goes, yeah, we're going to bring you surprise money. And then that bit brings the intensity and the adrenaline up to another level. So we have gone to the end of the session itself, but 25 minutes at Snetterton 300. Hold on to your hats, folks, because here comes the grid. Casper Roos will start from pole position alongside Michael Vester on the front row. Josh North and Alexander Claudio ran out row 2. Joseph Lopez and Matt Benson will be on row 3, and they will lead the Pro Division. Conor Greer and Dan Forster, row 4. Row 5, Harry Seven and Stephen Gray. Simon McPhee and Matt Parfitt, your long-lost Canadian cousins 60 million times removed, starts on row 6. Alex Cubulus and Sam Berry round out row 7. Chris James, Lee Martin, row 8. Jack Holland, Daniel Wareham, Josh Arnold and Eric Ronenberg rounding out your top 20. Paul West, Matthew Massey, Dinan Bronze, Eric Black, Ryan Clark, Terry Atkinson, Roy Cardinal, John Johnston, Connor Pink, Jan Whittaker, Abdulrahman Aloda, Will Danlop, Peter Woodmore, Jason Brennan, and Eugene Webber bring up the rear of the field. So, yeah, I'm just sort of like thinking, okay, how is this one going to turn out? But we are very much going to see the drivers being readied up on the grid here at Snetterton 200 for what I think should be a pretty close race. I mean, considering how close it was at the end of that last one, JP.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's going to be interesting. I'm going to keep an eye on Ronenberg because how he's going to come through the order, I do not know. Sean's in YouTube chat says Dan Wareham's fault. He just breeds drivers, apparently, for Simtech. So there you go. I guess Dan don't have a TV, Sean.
You're probably right. He's finding other ways to part the time.
Yeah, exactly.
So we are waiting. I'm not going any. Before we drop down that well, I am not saying anything more for fear of self-incrimination.
I thought there was electric all across the UK, but I'm guessing certain places are still missing it. Anyway.
He went there, folks. He went there. Right, okay, just waiting for a couple more drivers to ready up. Stephen Gray is very close to not making it to the grid to P10, but they are giving some of the drivers time. I'm probably guessing that Eugene Webber, oh my God, just when I thought we couldn't get any lower, JP brings the heat. Right.
Don't blame me. Listen, this is the advantages of being on my channel.
It's hashtag blame Sean Atkinson. Right, the red lights are about to ignite for 25 minutes for the feature race here for the forefront Toyota GR86. Big amount of wheel sprint from the majority of the field, apart from Alexander Claudio and Michael Vester, who got a smooth transition through the start phase. But it is Casper Roos, the dangerous Dane, going through into T1 at Riches, as they're going to head down into the next section of the track. So into Wilson's, and then it's going to be the left-hander down into the Bentley Straight. So a quick zigzag, left-right, right-left-right, and then all of a sudden down the Bentley Straight. And already, let's see, Ronenberg has already made up 1 place. Matthew Massey has made up 2. Matt Parfitt has jumped up 3 spots. As I spy in the background, Chris James trying to make some headway, but Vester right on the back going through in towards Brundle and into Nelson on the back of Casper Roost, as then Alexander Claudio makes it three's company. Joshua North in the 2-3-5 rounds out your top 4. Matt Benson leads the way in the Pro Division. Another one of the, well, I'm going to call him Valhalla Valhalla Motorsports Simtech Racing. That's going to be an in-house joke for the rest of the season, I'm sure, but it's going to be 3 wide. But that was Connor Pink keeping it on the black stuff. Harry Seven, I think, has just had a slight off track. But oh my God, you do not go 3 wide on the first lap like that. I mean, you try and Sean Atkinson, professional entertainers with a side of commentary, says the man about agree. Says the man who talks about Dan Wareham's extracurricular activities, hint, hint.
Well,
nevertheless,
if it's true, it's true, Alex. If it's true, it's true. Fair play to Dan Wareham.
Yep. Fair play for Sean for making it a bit of a giggle fest at the moment between the pair of us. But still, Casper, you know, he has taken pole. I think it was in the Tanso Racing Group Toyota GR86 Grand Tour that we had, where he actually did lead for a good couple of laps. But Casper, every single time, he's always a pleasure to speak to. He's never got. He's Mr. Positivity. When you think about it, when we have in the Battle of the Radicals, that's normally Phil Glover. In the GR86 is here with Tanso. It's normally Casper. So he's the positive Dane of the field.
Yeah, absolutely. So still some great racing going on. You can see on the left-hand side there as well, Vesta, Claudio Benson, North Lopez in the mix, 7 and Parfitt there. Not many gaps. There's not a massive gap between all of them drivers. We don't hit 5 seconds until we get down into about 14th place with Lee Martin. So the field is that bunched up, Alex, that we don't even have a 5-second gap across the top 15. Absolutely amazing fighting. Casper Roos is just willing and hoping that these drivers will continue to fight so he can just move on, get on with it and say thank you very much, I'm out of here with it with like an absolute rabbit in the headlights. He's trying to run away with it as quickly as he can.
Yeah, so Will Dunlop and Eugene Webber unfortunately didn't take the start, but Alexander Claudio nearly takes advantage of a potential misstep by Michael Vesta that was coming out of the Wilson's complex, and that is Chris James, who's just gone all 4 wheels off the circuit and has just ended up grass tracking. Sorry, Chris, there's no Joker lap there, I'm afraid, but that would be good for a rallycross side of things. But you can see how close Claudio is. Now, Benson has made his way up into P4. Matt Parfitt has got the fastest lap of the race in the pocket, a 1:19.268. Biggest movers of the night. Connor Pink up 7 spots. Ryan Clark up 4. Jan Whittaker and Abdul Rahman Aloda up 6 apiece. As Jason Brennan has a moment, he's moved up 4 spots. Now make that 2 because he's dropped down to 32nd. And poor old Pete Woodmore has ended up in the pit lane and has been in there for nearly 2 minutes. But Casper Roost at the moment, after the opening 3 laps, has kept a stern grasp on that lead. But here comes Claudio to the inside of Vesta through Riches and has made the move. I did say that was one of the best overtaking spots, as Benson nearly diving to the inside of Vesta, going through into Wilson's. Is he going to make that completed? Yes, Vesta has to open up the steering. Takes a little bit of curb and grass on the exit of the Wilson complex and onto the Bentley straight. So that was quite neat and concise from Matt Benson there going into turn 2.
Yeah, absolutely. Nice little battles there. Benson trying to get to the front. Of course, he wants to. Peter Woodmore did have a crash. We'll have a look back at that as well. Very, very shortly. Through the right-hander goes Vesta. Now it's round through Nelson, coming into the bomb hole, down through Coram. Still fights happening further back as well. Alex Cubulus is there running in behind Harry. 7 at the moment. You can see how close he is. They've got Matty Parfitt pushed up right behind him as well. Casper Roos still leading the way in the Pro-Ams, of course. Claudio and Vesta not very far. Benson leading the way in the Pros, with Lopez and Cubulus setting after him here as well. But this is what Peter Woodmore got himself up to.
So that's coming out of Wilson's down into the Bentley straight. Oh, just over rotation. Oh, that's a real shame for Peter.
Yeah.
And there was also a drama for the 266 of Aloda, has got off the track. Oh, mind those curbs. Should a certain Mr. Matt Benson, who's died to the inside. So Casper Roost has now lost the lead here on the early part of lap 5. And it is going to be side by side down the Bentley straightaway for 4th overall. But Alexander Claudio now takes the overall lead of the race itself. Matt Benson in P2, and it was nearly 3 wide there going into Brundle at that particular occasion. But all 3 drivers decided, okay, let's not chance it. And it's Vesta on North. Vesta on I think that is Michael Vesta. And who's gone? Who was that going round the outside?
Oh no, he come back. He held it for a minute.
That was
that North who went round? Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it was Joshua North. So Joshua North Well, Vesta was actually over half a car length alongside, but the thing is that Joshua might have continued turning in on that one. It was that's a tough one to call.
Yeah, I'm
really
not calling that one.
No, too tough to call. Now, who else? Now,
Sam
was that
Berry.
a fresh rubber?
Yeah,
oh,
Sam Berry.
Dear.
We just went back live and it's just picked up that Sam Berry had been off the circuit. So I think they may have... don't know if that was with Dan Wareham or it was just Berry on his own.
Let's see. Well, Joseph Lopez isn't that far
blimey,
behind him.
blimey.
Oh, dear.
Oh, just a little bit of contact. And Berry's facing the wall.
Yeah, and that was coming out of Murray's, wasn't it? So, again, it's just that sort of overlap. And if you carry a bit too much speed into a corner, you've like I said, you've got to be very, very matter of fact about it. You don't want to go in there, you know, half cut and just hope it's going to work and that luck's going to be on your side. Meantime, Matt Benson has now taken the race lead from Alexander Claudio, which makes it our third different leader so far. We've got just under 17 minutes remaining. We're about to complete lap number 6 of the race, but Claudio's getting a really, really good slipstream off of Benson down the start-finish straight into the sweeping right-hander here at turn 1 at Riches, but has to decide, well, I'm not going to go at that again, and then in towards Wilson's. He's right with Benson. He's about he's nigh on bump drafting him at the moment.
I think Claudio's just using Benson as an escape route. I think that's the thing. He's just using him to try and break away from the rest of the pack, and they're doing a fine job. Kasper's holding, I guess, the proverbial cork in the bottle. He's about 2.5 seconds back already. Cubulus is in there now. Watch this move. Cubulus is going to take this move down into Brundle. He's not going to want to sit there any longer. He's getting more and more angry, more and more stressed. You can see Alex Cubulus just goes straight through and says, right, I'm coming, Alexander Claudio. Hold on there as well. Roost's on the inside. He's going round. Just missed him.
But I think the thing is that Cubulus knew that he would have the opportunity to try and get through. God, look at that. I wonder if he's got an affiliate deal with Sneak Energy. It seems to, you know, like, what was it? You got Sneak Energy, you got Holy Energy. They're all cropping up, all these alternatives to your usual ones that you buy off the shelf.
I'll just drink orange juice. Mikey Dable, what's going on with you, sunshine? Welcome in, buddy. 11 intentional wrecks out of 18 officials tanked his rating, plus a sprained wrist, week off, costing 1,300 quid. Jesus.
Oh dear.
Oh, dearie me.
Oh, well, we'll get well soon, Mikey. Get well soon, buddy. Hopefully we'll have you back on the grid before you know it. Meantime, we've got Mr. Parfitt trying to go.
Round.
Oh, no. Oh. Again, another case of hope it sticks. Well, that has put Michael Vesta way down the order as a direct result. That's dropped him to 16th overall. And Conor Greer, who we did see running in the Red Bull livery, is this going to be now he's also under the same banner as Matt Benson. So is that Valhalla by Simtech? Maybe.
I don't know.
Have to change this. We might have to change the team name on that then.
This is getting very stressful, Sean. I'm not going to lie. How many are we breeding? How many has Dan Wareham gone and knocked out over the post period here as well? Simon McPhee, he's having a right old little ding-dong at the moment. He's got Lopez and Holland in behind him. So, great little fight from these three. Connor Pink's done quite well as well. He's moved up 15 places and is sitting in 8th in class, 14th overall. So great fight from Connor there. Jan Whitaker is having a good old battle. Eric Ronenberg not really going forward, only up 2 places, and he's still in 18th place as Eric Ronenberg. So I do wonder if he's having in some drama there.
Yeah,
he did. Down on lap 7.
Oh no, it was 3 wide. Oh,
what?
Now that was 3 wide going into Riches. No. Oh, there's more argy-bargy. It's elbows out, 10 a penny.
He's going round. Oh, it's gone across his nose.
Oh, no. Vesta being caught up as the unwilling participant in 2 incidents at the same corner.
Yeah, the difference is he's the one who was in I'm not going to say caused the last one, but he may have been involved in the last one for Michael Vesta. There was something going on further back as well, because Eric Ronnebaug's dropped their say. He was a bit in an incident further back. Roy Cardinal has got Sam Berry in front of him. Obviously, Sam, we've seen what happened to Sam there. Casper Roos is now down in 4th. He's got Mr. McPhee at 1.5 seconds back at the moment and closing.
Yeah, Simon, who didn't have the best run of luck, let's be honest, at Roscogan, he's come back firing on all 4 cylinders. So, again, it's just a case of can he just get away from those behind. You've got Joseph Lopez, Jack Holland, Matt Parfitt, Chris James, Harry 7. Chris has made up 6 places in the race. Jack Holland's made up 10. Paul Westers has gone off circuit. That was coming out of Riches. I just saw the car off on the grass in the background. Jack Holland gets through on Joseph Lopez, so Jack Holland's now up 11 spots. And it's a case of just, you've got to be hoping and praying that you try and keep that racing line closed, because if you do leave a little bit of a sniff of an opportunity, someone is definitely going to try and take it with full advantage, but then you end up causing a bit of an issue, let's say. But we're past the halfway point, and we're on lap number 10. And still, Connor Pink at this moment, haha, good job I'm not racing, I've got steel elbows, says Mickey Dolan. Oh dear, that comment put one amongst the pigeons, that one. Vesta's been DQ'd from the session, it looks like. So we are down to 30 out of 35 drivers that were due to start. But look at Simon McPhee, he's to the outside of Casper Reese, he's just nipped ahead of the Dane, and is he going to be able to get this done through into Riches? The answer is yes. Good driving there by both. So McPhee went for the outside, and then Casper has decided, well, I'll go on the brakes going through into Riches, and that has allowed Jack Holland to dive up the inside cleanly at Wilson. So a good exchange there between those 3.
Yeah, still fighting out. These guys not really giving each other an ounce of room, but enough where the racing is being clean. As you see, Vesta's out, Aladoa's out, Woodmore's in pit lane, Dunlop and Webber I don't think that's actually taken to the start. Harry Seven's trying to keep with the back here as well. He's got Lee Martin for company. He's got about a 1.13 second gap to this young gentleman, Mr. Matt Parfitt, who is fighting out with Chris James, who's repping Fresh Rubber after his Fresh Rubber teammate is all the way down in 24th place.
Yeah, and at the moment, well, the fastest lap of the race is by Jack Holland in P5, 1 minute 19.255. Paul West, the pride of Wales in the 233, has just gone off circuit. What has happened to that man, I wonder, because he is dropping like a stone and he's going to end up tumbling to the end of it. Jack Holland has now got through on Simon McPhee for 4th overall, so Alexander Claudio, the only Pro-Am driver in the top 3 overall, as we see in front. Lopez to the outside of Casper Roost at Riches, but that's going to open the door for Chris James. He goes 2 wheels on the curbs, and he's going to use the slipstream of the Dane in front, but Lopez goes late on the brakes. James has got a window to try and get through out of that corner. Casper Roost, again, we're seeing some great defensive driving from the Dane. Now this is going to allow, Matt Parfitt's going to bring us 3 wide down the Bentley straight. He might have the inside line for Brundle here between himself, James and Lopez. And as they say, something's got to give, and it is Lopez that decides to dive on the brakes. It brings Harry 7 into this. Parfitt goes over the curbs, going through into Nelson as they hit the bomb hole. And it's still 2 wide. Chris James is yet to get past Casper Roost, who has become the cork in the wine bottle. And Roost will have the inside line for Murray's coming up.
Yeah, absolutely. He's still battling away. Is he going to be able to hold it there? James trying to go around the outside. Rooster's got to tighten it up. He's got Lopez now alongside him. There's almost 3 wide, 4 wide as well. Matty Parfitt's in there.
No!
Almost managing to hold on. There's going to be a couple of others coming into the mix here at the same time. Keep an eye on Lee Martin. Keep an eye on Harry 7. It's going to be a group going across the road. Across his nose. Still Harry 7's in there. Oh, Maya, James across the nose of Roost. Not quite sure which way round that was. but it was very, very interesting indeed. Seven's there, big shot from Lopez. That's the Simtech driver of Lee Martin. He got a kiss up the rear end, and it was all going off there as well.
Oh, that was 2 wide into Riches, I can understand, but 3 wide, and then that happens. It was always going to be the case that someone was going to be spat out at the end of it. 17 minutes down, 8 to go. We're on lap number 13, and Matt Benson, I have to say, is still being kept rather honest, because Alexander Claudio is more to the point, only half a second behind him, and has nigh on been consistently matching him on pace. So when you're in that clear air, you're not going to have the advantage of some other drivers. Paul West, in the meantime, has just gone purple and has set the fastest lap of the race. So 1:19.175. Dan Forster, he's had a bit of a mare. He started 8th, and more to the point, he is running 24th overall. So things are starting to elongate, but I have to say, Casper Roos must be counting his 9 lives at the minute to find out how many he's got left going into the next round next week.
Yeah, let's have a look back. Roos in the middle. Who goes where? Oh, Roos gets... he's got really nowhere to go, has he? Poor old Casper there. He's got Lopez squeezing him on the outside. He's got James squeezing him on the inside. He really hasn't got anywhere to go. And I think before people jump on the bandwagon and you know, look at it in a way where you sit back and think, well, actually, no, he's right. He doesn't have anywhere to go. He can't really go anywhere if one's squeezing him from one way, one's squeezing him from the other. You know, he ain't Harry Potter. He can't just Expelliarmus up the chimney and get out of the way of the two. So, you know, for me, racing incident, Rooster's got nowhere to go.
Yeah, it's as I said, something's got to give, and something did, and unfortunately, Chris James has ended up with the rough end of the stick on that particular occasion, and he's the last of our runners at the moment, 28, so Jan Whittaker's also been this one. Oh, Harry 7 took too much sausage curve going through the final corner at Murray's. That nearly puts him on his lid. So, oh dear, I can hear the dirty chuckles like a little schoolboy in the background there, but meantime, Harry 7 has got Connor Greer diving to his inside, and Greer gets through. And look who's there. It's the charge of Connor Pink. Connor's now up 17 spots. Harry 7 decides to cover off Wilson's at this particular occasion. But Connor just biding his time, being nice and patient in this one. So seeing how, you know, can he make up 20 spots by the end of the race? That's going to be a big question. And a couple of cars behind him, well, there's Eric Ronenberg trying to get through on Ryan Clark. Now, Ryan's also had a good race this evening. He's up 12 spots. Ronenberg goes door panel to door panel, gets through at Brundles. And in this occasion, it's more the case of how much do you want to thread the eye of the needle?
Well, how brave are these guys going to be? That's the problem, isn't it? I think one of the things is how patient are they going to be here? Because at the end of the day, you know, there's been a lot of action, there's been a lot of drivers, there's been a lot of there's not been a lot of incidents, but there's been incidents enough where people are you know, having issues. Whittaker's out, DQ in the session, I believe, as well. So it's Vesta. But you can see this middle pack of Eric Ronenberg now coming into play with Connor Pinks trying to go at the inside of Harry 7. Gets it through, goes through, drifts it wide, and good old Connor Pink is through. Joseph Lopez now having a go at Casper Roos down into Montreal. He's going to get that job done as well. Good job from him. Ronenberg just made a move past Harry 7 as well.
Yeah, and yeah, it is going to be the case now of just picking your moments, more to the point. It's just like look at this train, and you've got two battling at the back. One of which is going to be, I think that's, well, Josh Arnold, isn't it? I think, if I'm very much mistaken. But it's just so difficult to try and find a line, pick a line. Harry 7, how on earth did you save that? That was nearly a Code Brown clean up on aisle 3 moment for Harry 7. He came through the corner, left rear wheel went on the grass, the back end started to snap a little bit, and he caught it before it even let go.
Yeah, absolutely. Good job from Harry Seven there. Nice little drive in. Matty Benson still under pressure from Claudio, but look who's come and joined the party. Mr. Cumulus himself, Mr. Sneak Energy, is got it there. Casper Roos has got his own problems though, because I've got a funny feeling alongside it right about now is the man from Somerset, Mr. Oh, Jesus Christ!
Honor, that was more than pushing the limit. That was something puckered up right there for Casper Roos as Eric Roddenberg gets through. Connor Pink is one place away from gaining 20 positions. He started all the way down, and more to the point, it is the case of, can Connor make the move in the next 2 minutes and 48 seconds? So it's going to be the case that Connor Greer, you're going to have to defend like your life depended on it, sunshine, as we go back through into Brundle, into Nelson. Then it's going to be the run into the bomb hole. So Connor Pink might get this sewn up and get an overall top 10 finish. Yeah,
absolutely. Here as well. Listen, boys, I don't know what drama's going on in YouTube chat, but settle it down. I don't want to be bringing out any bad hammers or any timeouts. Please, Sean, Javid, settle it down a little bit. Play nice, okay? It's a virtual racing car on a virtual circuit, driven at home. No drama. Thank you. Moving on.
Yeah. Well said. I second that. Meantime, Cumulus is looking for a move down into Wilson's or Montreal, whichever you want to call it. More to the point, he nearly got the opportunity there, but Alexander Claudio has actually done a pretty good job, let's be honest. And more to the point, he's still within a second of Matt Benson, who next time around will take us to the white flag lap. So it has been, I'm really impressed with some drivers when they get the opportunity to shine. Alexander Claudio has done that here in race two at Snetterton 200, and it's not an easy job when you've got a lot of very competitive drivers behind you to do so.
Yeah, and that's the thing. When you're racing like this and you've got this many drivers, you know, we've still got 29 on the race circuit, and it's all about concentrating. It's all about battling. It's all about fighting. You know full well we've got 1 minute on the clock. There's going to be one more lap. This is going to be it. Cumulus is sitting in there behind and going, why didn't I get Claudio here? How am I stuck here? And unfortunately, that's just the way the nature of the reverse grid. Cumulus is still up 10, Holland's up 13, Claudio's up 2, Benson's up 5. So, you know, there are beneficiaries of the reverse grid, like Matty Benson, because obviously he finished further down. But they've got to sit back. You've got to realise that the Cumulus is going to go. He's going to put him round. Jesus Christ, he's going round.
Oh, but that's opened the door for Jack Holland. Look, Jack Holland has been waiting. He's going to... Don't make it 3 wide down the Bentley straight. We have gone 3 wide. So Claudio is to the inside, but the overlap has happened that Jack Holland got the slipstream out of the Montreal/Wilson's complex and now has got through on both of them. There we go, as Jack Holland now makes his way up into P2, and he's put in an 18.6, the fastest lap of the race, and also I think the fastest lap of both races combined. But more to the point, it is going to be going through in towards Coram for the final time. Matt Benson, the 369 from Valhalla by Simtech, will come out of Murray's corner, and it's going to be a new winner. Matt Benson puts the pedal to the metal. He flashes the headlights, and in the Norfolk countryside, he will take the W ahead of Jack Holland. Alex Cumulus will round out the overall top 3, and Alexander Claudio takes victory in race 2 in Pro-Am.
Yeah, great job from him. McPhee in second place. Parfitt again on the podium in third. So great job from McPhee and Parfitt. They're on the podium for the Pro-Ams. The only 2 drivers that's been on the podium in both races. That's out of all classes. So great job from the Pro-Ams there.
Yep, and biggest mover of the night, Connor Pink, up 20 spots from 29th on the field to finish P9 overall. Well done, that man. We know how competent Connor is, and when he gets the bit between his teeth and the fire lit in the belly, you know that he will be charging up the field, and he's done exactly that here tonight. Got a few more drivers still to come across the line. which now all 29 drivers that did take to the start that have finished have crossed the line and taken the checkered flag. And after, I have to say, 25 minutes of racing from first to 29th position were covered by, effectively, 1 minute. Here are your provisional results for race 2, round 3 at Snetterton. It's Matt Benson that takes the win ahead of Jack Holland, with Alex Kubelis rounding out your overall top 3, and more importantly for the pros. Alexander Claudio takes P4, taking the win in Pro-Am ahead of Simon McPhee and Matt Parfitt, who rounds out the top 3 in the division. That completes your top 6 with Lee Martin. Joseph Lopez, Connor Pink and Connor Greer rounding out your top 10. Eric Ronenberg made his way up 9 spots to finish 11th. Ahead of pole sitter for the reverse grid race, Casper Roos. Daniel Wareham, Harry Seven, Stephen Gray round out your top 15. Ryan Clark, Josh Arnold, Sam Berry, Eric Black and Matthew Massey round out your top 20. Dinan Bronze rounds out 21st, head of Paul West. Dan Forster, Terry Atkinson, Chris James, John Johnston, Jason Brennan, Roy Cardinal and Joshua North, who round out your 29 finishers. Then after that, Jan Whittaker, Michael Vesta, unfortunately both disqualified from the race. Abdulrahman Aloida ending his race on lap 8, and Peter Woodmore out on lap 2, with Will Dunlop and Eugene Webber unfortunately not taking to the start.
Yes.
Well, some feisty racing as always here at the Forefront Toyota GR86 Championship, but we have got one driver standing by in the interview room, and he's the man who's made up the most positions of the night. Well, Connor Pink, glad to have you back in the booth, buddy. 20 places gained in that one. It was a case of strategy, but also picking your moments here.
Oh, Jesus, yeah. Honestly, the most atrocious first race I've ever had. Just driving around at the back on my own, and I thought, right, well, it's time to make a name for myself. Let's get back up there and see how high I can get. So I don't actually know what position I finished in AMS, but I think it was pretty high. So
Fourth.
Oh yeah, nice. Okay.
You'll take that every single day.
yeah, that'll do. So yeah, some better racing in that second race. Some questionable racing too, but you know, it's all about just getting to the finish line. Really, is the main thing.
Yeah, but your race was absolutely standout. You picked your moments, you made them count when it happened, when it meant the most, and you know, still to come away with a P9 finish, P4 in Pro-Am, you must be pretty stoked with that one, fella, going into Daytona next week for round 4.
Oh yeah, definitely. Starting from the back on that second race to finish 4th is amazing. So yeah, just picked some strategy and tried to fake people out a little bit, and then just pick my moments. And yeah, it was a great race. So yeah, thanks for having me back.
No worries. Daytona next week, mate. What are your thoughts on that one? That's going to be a completely different affair here in the GR86, isn't it?
Yeah, big draft track. Actually, the draft is surprisingly strong here at Snetterton. It's worth about a tenth and a half. So yeah, I mean, Daytona is going to be interesting in these big draft, big braking zones. We've obviously got the bus stop as well, so there's going to be some interesting moves going in down there, I'm sure. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I like Daytona. It's quite an easy track to get to grips with. So yeah, just put in some practice and hope for the best, I suppose.
Well done tonight, buddy, in that second race. Before we let you go, anyone you'd like to thank in particular?
Just you guys, and I think Jim and Drax in the chat always cheering me on. So yeah, it's just put on a bit of a showing for them today. And yeah, the missus and little man who's asleep now, but yeah, that's it.
Oh, you were
awesome.
Lucky you added them at the end, young sir. I'll tell you that much. I would have been jumping all over you. I'd have jumped in my car for that 45-minute drive to Weston and come and kick your ass.
You would, that's why.
Yeah, you lucky boy.
Well done, Connor, mate. We'll see you next week for round 4 at Daytona. Awesome drive in that second race, and give our regards to the family as well whilst you're at it.
Yeah, cheers, guys. Thanks. All love to you guys as well.
Okay.
Thanks, man.
Right, big thanks to Connor there. Also in chat, we've had Alexander Claudio saying, sorry if I don't enter the voice chat. My English isn't great, but Good to race, everybody. So well done to Alexander for winning the Pro-Am division. Mr. Roost joins us. Well, first of all, Casper, race 1 didn't go to plan, but still, I have to give you credit where credit is due. Your defending was on point for the first few laps of this race, mate.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, no, the first race didn't go exactly the way I hoped, but the second race I completely forgot that it was top 20 that was reversed. So I was just sitting at the front like, this is what I thought it was going to be. But yeah, I tried to defend as much as I could without being unfair to the higher classes. But it's also very difficult when you have people in your own class nearby. So how much you're going to defend, how much you're not going to defend.
And sometimes you've got to make that decision on a bit of a split-second notice, haven't you, as well?
Yeah, you don't have a lot of time to think about it.
But still, nevertheless, you came across the line 12th overall, and more importantly, P6 in class. I think, is that your highest result this season so far, Casper?
I'm pretty sure it is, yeah. I'm very pleased with it at least, so that's good. Especially seeing as I had all the Pro-Ams behind me at the beginning.
Well, plus also, you joined us at the GR86 Grand Tour, and it seems like you're learning every single time we go racing, and that's always a good thing, that you're developing your skill set, your racecraft, and you're learning on the fly. And in a one-make series, that's also a good thing to do as well, because you understand, you learn how other people, how they drive, how the body language of the car is suggesting what they might do next. So you've got to sort of anticipate that as well. But mate, you've come along leaps and bounds since we first met you and commentated on you. But you must be over the moon with that P6 finish in the Pro-Am division, mate, tonight.
Yeah, thank you very much, and I am definitely happy with it, especially with some of the defending and some of the moves. Also, me and Terry Atkinson in the first race, that was great racing. And I definitely try and learn as much as I can, especially with a lot of the tracks are new to me. At least this one I've driven in the last series, just the 300 instead of 200, and I definitely prefer the 200.
Awesome. Well done tonight, Casper. Before we let you go, mate, anyone you want to thank in particular?
Just you guys for putting on a good show for us to be able to rewatch and show to friends and family.
Well, Casper, congrats on your P6 tonight, P12 overall. We'll see you next week at the World Centre of Racing Daytona. Well done tonight.
Thank you. See you next week.
Well, JP, final thoughts as we're about to close things out here for round 3 at Snetterton 200 for the Forefront Toyota GR86 Championship. We head to Daytona next week. That's going to be an interesting one.
Well, I should hope after the D24 official this weekend, I'm pretty sure most of these should actually know how to get around Daytona without any issues whatsoever. But hey, if you're rocking 35 or 40 drivers on track, you're always going to have that issue. So, as long as they can keep it clean and, keep it tidy, that's all that matters. See what happens.
Indeed. So just want to say a big thank you to everyone watching on the JP Broadcasting YouTube channel. We are still edging closer and closer to 3,500 subscribers. So don't forget to hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, give us a like, give us a share. You can also follow us on social media. But we will see you same place, same time as we head to the World Centre of Racing, the famed Daytona International Speedway. Pretty much just after the dust has settled after the Rolex 24 by Daytona that starts the IMSA WeatherTech Sports Car Championship for 2026. My name's Alex Goldschmidt, joined by James Parfitt. This has been a JP Broadcasting Network production. Don't forget, there's plenty of racing happening on our channel all the way through the week. So, as I said, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to hit that notification bell. And as always, race hard, race fair. And if in doubt, well, you better go flat out. We'll see you next time. Good night.